We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Good afternoon and welcome into Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa, home of the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Joanna Settles, I am Emery Songer, and you're just in time for the last semifinal of all 5 classes. It's Class 1A. Bishop Garrigan, the 2 seed, taking on the 6 seed North Linn. And Joanna, good to be back with you today. Excited to be here, yes. But Bishop Garrigan looks to come into this one against an upset-minded North Linn Lynx team. We just watched the other 1A semifinal. A lot of energy in this building for the small schools. I know that you got a lot of small school experience here in the state of Iowa as well. There's just something special about how the communities kind of close up shop and make their way here to Des Moines to watch and support their teams here at Wells Fargo Arena. I think this place was about as loud as it's been all week in the first 1A semifinal. I would expect nothing different here in the second.
Right, it means so much at every level, but the small schools. When we made it to state one year, we got to ride the fire trucks around town. So it was so much fun, so much excitement, ready for a great matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, when we talk about the Seeds for Success, Kruger Seeds for Success, by the way, which are brought to you by Kruger Seeds. If you're looking for corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first class seed, first name service, and you can learn more at KrugerSeeds.com. Seeds for Success, what do you think? Let's go ahead and start with North Linn. They, the 6th seed, already have pulled one upset here this week.
They have. Again, it was a coin flip between Springville and North Linn. Of course, they were from the same conference, had split in the season, and a 2-point victory of North Linn over Springfield to get here. And it was everything we expected, is what Coach Wheatley said. So they are super excited to be in this semifinal round.
Yeah, and they only scraped by Springville with that 2-point win. As you see, Cameron Kurt with 17 points. Molly Bogey had 15 to supplement her. You see Bishop Garrigan, they also have 23 wins on the season, had no such problems in the first round against Burlington Notre Dame, a 77-42 win, 32 from Audi Crooks. And then you had Molly Joyce with 25 points, 7 steals. A lot of defense in that one. What do you think about them and what they'll need if they're going to try to pull this one off?
Well, it's all Joyce and Crooks. What a great dynamic duo. Everybody talks about Audi Crooks. So many big-time looks. She's a D1 player, Iowa Munster, Iowa State, Drake, UNI, and that's just staying within the state boundaries. But it's Molly Joyce who makes this team tick. She can score. She passes incredibly well. But when you have Audi Crooks down low with the great hands that she has, I'd be giving her the rock often.
Yeah, we are going to take a break, step aside. When we come back, we'll continue to break down this matchup and also give you plenty more, including the starting lineups. We're just about 5 minutes away from all that happening right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Inside Casey's. Outside Casey's. Inside Casey's. Outside Casey's. Inside. Outside. Inside. Outside. Inside. Outside. Order for curbside pickup this winter, and we'll bring your delicious Casey's pizza order outside, so you can stay inside. Now at Casey's, buy one large pizza, get one half off. Casey's, here for staying inside. Here for good.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
Back here live at Wells Fargo Arena, Bishop Garrigan taking on North Linn, our final semifinal in the entire state here at Wells Fargo. It's crazy. This is already the fifth day of the tournament. 2 state championships will be decided on this floor later tonight. And this is going to serve as the final appetizer, if you will, for the folks who are going to be interested in seeing how those things pan out, including Johnston looking to complete what would be an unbeaten Class 5A season with a state championship, something that's never been done before. But for our game here, you got a couple of teams, 23 wins each. They have battled, and the one issue that is hard for me, Joanna, is when you're looking at the small schools, sometimes the record can be a little bit strange because a lot of these teams don't get to see the same level of competition that other regions of the state might actually see. And you saw even earlier today the Panorama game, which I almost don't even want to talk about it because it was that lopsided. But, I mean, you're talking a 45-point game in a state tournament, and Panorama had lost once all season long. Now, obviously, they're a good team. They finished in the top 4 in the state. But how do you try to separate this? You played small school girls basketball. You're kind of stuck in your region, if you will, geographically. What can you expect about these two teams and what they'll see, especially knowing one barely made it into this round after a 2-point win and the other one cruised, winning by over 30 points?
Right. Well, a lot of teams, they play up a class or so. That gives you want to schedule a few classes to do, or a few games like that, so that you're ready to be on this big stage.
Well, and that's one of the great things that we're going to find out. They play the game on the floor. We'll get to watch it unfold right in front of our eyes, and that's something that's coming up next. Of course, we will have the starting lineups and also have your tip-off. Class 1A semifinals, North Linn, Bishop Garrigan on the way next. You're listening and watching the Girls High School Athletic Union's presentation of the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Mid-American Energy Company.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
Relentlessly.
At your service.
Welcome back. It's Wells Fargo Arena. We're getting set for action here for the Class 1A semifinal between North Linn and Bishop Garrigan. The two teams are about to be introduced with starters and non-starters. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and take you courtside to our public address announcer.
to introduce the players in today's semifinal matchup. Oh, hang on. My mistake. Fans, welcome to today's 2022 Girls State Basketball semifinal matchup featuring the North Linn Lynx and the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game.
The definition of sportsmanship is the quality of showing fairness.
Respect and generosity towards the opposing team and officials.
The things you say and do are a direct reflection of your school and community.
Please stay positive and enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game. Enjoy the game.
The definition of sportsmanship is the quality of showing fairness.
Respect and generosity towards the opposing team and officials.
Megan Wheatley. Number 13, Skylar Benish. Number 15, Elise Ware. Number 23, Ella Reese. Number 33, Caitlin Benish. Number 41, Kinsey Bridgewater. Number 43, Allie Hoggenberry. Number 45, Aubrey Wade. Number 51, Jersey Payton. Number 53, Tegan Leby. And the assistant coach for the Lynx, Kevin Gedkin. And now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. Number 12, Elena Casey. Number 20, Reagan Murphy. Number 22, Zoe Montag. Number 30, Ashlyn Hovey. Number 32, Ella Muller. Number 34, Kaylin Capacious. And the assistant coaches for Bishop Garrigan, Mick Elbert and Joe Bartolo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starters for both teams. For the Lynx, a 5'9" senior forward, number 21, Chloe Van Etten. For Bishop Garrigan, a 5'7" senior guard, number 2, Emma Grangenet. For the Lynx, a 5'8" sophomore guard, number 25, Macy Bogey. For Bishop Garrigan, a 5'7" junior guard, number 11, Molly Joyce. For the Lynx, a 5'8" freshman guard, number 31, Molly Bogey. For Bishop Garrigan, a 5'7" sophomore guard, number 21, Abby Capacious. For the Lynx, a 5'6" sophomore guard, number 35, Cameron Kurt. For the Golden Bears, a 5'9" senior forward, Meredith Tigas. For the Lynx, a 5'8" junior forward, number 55, Ellie Flanagan. And for Bishop Garrigan, a 6'3" junior center, number 55, Audie Crooks. The head coach for North Linn is Brian Wheatley, and the head coach for Bishop Garrigan is Brandon Schwab. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please direct your attention to the area in front of the scorer's table for the introduction of our officials, as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. They are Brad Van Rokel, Troy Wolber, and Chris Ehlers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state tournament basketball.
There you go. It is North Linn, the 6th seed, 2 seed Bishop Garrigan. My name's Emery Stonger. I'm joined by Joanna Settles. We'll have all the action, all 32 minutes, and maybe more. Coming up here is the Lynx of North Linn in maroon, trimmed in white. Bishop Garrigan in white, trimmed in black and gold. Here we go. And an uncontested tap won by Audie Crooks, the 6'3 junior, and we're off and running.
Yes, Joyce and Crooks gave each other their secret handshake. They are ready to roll.
3 ball around and out, no good there from Meredith Tiggis, and the rebound pulled down by North Linn, and here they come. Allie Flanagan. And we're going to get ourselves a traveling violation as she put the ball on the floor, did Flanagan. Yeah, that's a tough matchup for Flanagan, 5'8", down low in the middle. Chloe Van Etten, which we expect to play a little bit more wing or perimeter, actually has the tallest length available, but that's still not going to be any match for the 6'3" Crooks. That is a nightmare issue, and they're already fronting and backing her right there in the post to avoid her from getting anything. She's being triple teamed in the post without the ball.
How is North Linn going to try to cover her? And they say, you know what? Joyce is going to give it to Crooks anyway. You can triple team her. We don't care. It's Joyce and Crooks all day long.
And you can kind of see the face of North Linn head coach Brian Wheatley after that, just kind of a smirk saying, okay, we're going to have to throw everybody we have in that general direction all game long. North Linn to the top. Cameron Kurt with it. Kurt bounced it to the free throw line after a deflection. It's grabbed by Macy Bogey. Here's Flanagan, left-hander, out of control, no good. Rebound pulled down and ripped out of there by Tiggis and gets it off to Joyce. Joyce is going to hustle it ahead.
Yeah, that was a nice take. But, again, when you see Audie Crooks in the lane, it kind of makes you hesitate. You throw something up like you wouldn't typically do, and she missed the shot.
Other way after the 3 from Joyce is a little bit long. Nice pump fake, little floater in the paint, little strong that time, coming from Molly Bogey. There are 2 Bogey sisters. They are out there a lot together, a freshman and a sophomore. So we'll try to keep their first names straight for you as we play on here.
Yep. Audie Crooks pulled the rebound down, and her first look is always deep. She wants to get the rebound and throw it the length of the court. So look for her to do that on her rebounds.
How about that pass on a rebound? She was boxed out successfully by 2 different players, still was able with her length to get over the top without fouling, get the rebound, and then make an excellent pass. Abby Capacious.
Yes,
there's going to be a foul here on Grand Jeanette from Bishop Garrigan.
Well, you can't talk about Audie Crooks without talking about how incredible hands she has. She can pass, but she catches anything within 20 feet of her, it seems like.
Yep. Fingertips on the palms of her hands, reaching over somebody. I mean, it's unbelievable what she can do. And again, she's got about a 6-inch height advantage on anybody that North Linn is going to be able to throw at her today, which obviously poses a lot of issues in the game of basketball.
It sure does. Get the ball to Crooks often.
Here's a little dribble drive and a foul drawn by Macy Bogey. She'll go to the free throw line. This is going to be Grand Jeanette in her second quickly. Now, Grand Jeanette, just 5 points per game, a couple rebounds, but a very solid defender, averaging over 2 steals per game. Definitely a difference maker. They like to have her out there as kind of the off guard to Joyce's point guard duties, but we'll see how long they roll with her with the 2 fouls. As the first free throw good from Bogey.
As we look at both these teams, Bishop Garrigan obviously has the Joyce Crooks junior dynamic duo scoring. Audie Crooks is averaging 24, Joyce with 18, where North Linn, they have a balanced scoring, right? They go 9, 13, 9, 18, and 8, so much more balanced scoring on the other side.
Look at that. That is unbelievable. And then coming up, shaking up on the contact.
Holding her left arm.
Yeah, she was kind of caught up. You see in college, that is Chloe Van Etten. And she was trying to battle for the rebound. And you see in the college game, they have instituted a rule called the hook and hold. where if a player kind of gets their arm hooked into another player on a box out, that can be an intentional or a flagrant foul penalty. That wasn't what happened there, but that's kind of the injury that she was kind of showing. She was just trying to grab the ball away from, as that one knocked out of bounds. She was trying to get it away from Crooks, who was triple teamed again, but still had her hand on the ball. And I'm sorry, you're just not going to outpower her for the basketball, and that's just kind of what you saw there.
You're not, but in college they'd go to the monitors to check it out again.
Oh, and then we'd be here for 10 minutes.
Yes.
There's the entry pass, a nice one by Capacious. Crooks was fouled on the floor.
Again, even on that no play, you can see the hands, her finish, her touch around the basket is why she's drawn so much attention from other teams as coaches and from
catch and shoot from
big-time
Joyce,
coaches.
in and out. But somebody's going to get open looks as much as they're double and triple teaming off the ball on Crooks. As here's Grand Jeanette, she traveled. Or they're going to call a jump ball. Same thing for the Lynx. They'll get the ball. Good defense there coming across by Bogey.
Right, North Linn, they're going to continue to double and triple team Crooks, but they won't leave Molly Joyce alone. She's hit 65 three-pointers, so that's the one that they need to make sure they're always on, number 11.
North Linn into the front court, down by 2, 4-2 in the very early going. Little cut, nice pass there in traffic, but really no avenue to shoot the ball on the catch that time by Ella Reese, who just came in. Here is Elise Ware, also freshly into the game. Backing it up here, Cameron Kurt. Kurt will drive with the right hand, goes all the way, draws contact before the shot. So you're hearing some foul calls quickly here. The officiating crew, I'm sure, understands it's going to be a physical game, especially considering how the interior is probably going to be pretty lopsided in terms of how often the ball is entering on one end versus the other. Just trying to keep that as consistent as possible. Inbound pass, nice catch, Bogey comes in. Shortchanged the little right-hand scoop shot. That was Reese, my mistake. And the rebound pulled down, no problem with Crooks. She may have 20 rebounds by the time this game is over. There's a left-handed drive. Tough shot in traffic is Joyce, and she gets her first bucket.
Yes, I like what North Linn did last time on offense. They went to a 5-out, and what that does is takes the defense of Crooks out to the perimeter to try to give them some room in the driving lanes.
And you might be able to beat her off the dribble, and that's what you kind of saw there from Elise Ware, just trying to see if she could generate an angle to the rim and maybe get a foul called on her, because foul trouble might be the one thing that you can get. Is here's Flanagan. She's working on a shorter defender, can't get the finish, but draws the foul on Tiggis, and she'll go to the free throw line for a couple, as they're going to have a big group substitution here for North Linn after the first free throw.
No, but that was smart by North Linn. Let's take, Ware, get her in the short corner, get her out on the perimeter. It takes Crooks out, and then it gives the lane for Flanagan to put up some points. Again, she's averaging 8.
Yeah, and of those 8, she's a very good free throw shooter, 76% on the season. As there's an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Good to see that Chloe Van Etten is right back into the game after aggravating her shoulder there. A couple of swishes for Flanagan. She will exit and be replaced here by Skylar Benish, a sophomore. This is a young team North Linn is rocking with. Just one senior that starts, and that's Van Etten. And Reese is the only other senior on the roster, and she, of course, we've already seen into the game. As here's Joyce offensively. Cross-court pass, catch-and-shoot opportunity. Ashlyn Hovey can't get it. Good box out down low that time. That was Van Etten. She's going to draw that assignment all night long, as there's a nice look inside. The layup is good.
Yes, they want to push the tempo. And you can see defensively, North Linn, they're not going to let Joyce even try to get the ball once she gives it up on offense.
Benish with the finish. It was Cameron Kurt on the pass. Joyce can't get the layup to fall. And hustling down North Linn. Never saw the retreating Joyce coming back. In hockey, they call that a back check. And she was able to get a deflection, force a jump ball, and then, of course, the possession arrow going back over to the Golden Bears. As a couple of substitutions back in as Zoe Montag, a freshman, comes in for Bishop Garrigan.
North Linn wants to push the tempo of this game. They want to get down and score before Audie Crooks has a chance to get down to the defensive end.
Both bogeys are out there for the Lynx as well. There's a three knocked down by Zoe Montag. They decided she was the one they were going to leave open. She has attempted the second most threes for Bishop Garrigan all season, so she's not shy. Although it was only a 27% clip, we saw last night in our game, 27, 28%. That could mean 70% when you get to the state tournament. And definitely you're going to want to try to check Montag because she shot that with confidence.
She did. Most shooters are shooting so well in Wells Fargo Arena. There's so much on the line here. After this game, you want to get to the state championship game.
Here is Kurt, another beautiful pass. The second one that she has had. Bogey to finish. That is Macy Bogey, by the way. And it's 9-8 Garrigan. Here is inside. Eventually, they're going to be a jump ball. Give it back to the Lynx. And that's the one thing, if you can force a pass to be shoulder height or lower, you're going to have an opportunity here. As you see, bringing it down as soon as she made the catch was Crooks, and then two players, including Macy Bogey, were able to get their hands on it and force the jump. Hustling into the front court is Molly Bogey. Bogey thought about shooting it, now finds Macy. And eventually they'll go to Flanagan at the top. Flanagan stopped, thought about popping it. Instead, goes to Van Etten. Van Etten's pass inside. A lot of contact, no foul called. It's going to be a successful block by Montag, and she'll get it to Joyce as she crosses the front court. Lobs it in for Crooks. How do you stop that? Triple team. She kept it above her head that time. Nobody could even get a tip on the ball, and she finishes with all that contact around her.
Joyce to Crooks. Joyce to Crooks.
Unbelievable. She was literally triple teamed the whole time. Made the catch and the finish.
Well, they have to keep it high. If you keep it high, you can't stop that.
Bogey hands it off. Ware. Back to Bogey.
You can see Garrigan has to respect the three-point line, and so they have to extend their defense. Northland has three girls who have scored or made more than 50 three-pointers.
Oh, nice little pass, but Crooks was right there waiting for Van Etten. Here's Flanagan back outside. Macy Bogey on the drive, has the ball tipped away and knocked away and stolen. Here's Joyce hustling back. Only Flanagan can stop her. She won't. The lefty layup is good. Final minute of play in the first. Bishop Garrigan a 5-point lead, 13-8. And that one's taken away by Capacious. Capacious all the way down. Behind the back dribble, and she's fouled. Razzle-dazzle on the fast break. Capacious.
Bishop Garrigan has been in the championship game for 2 years in a row and have come up short. And here you see that quick behind the back. There it is. But Bishop Garrigan has faced Newell Fonda. Of course, Newell Fonda just lost in the last game. So that's a little extra excitement for them. They're like, hey, they're the only team that's been able to stop us for 2 years. And so you can see that energy, a little extra, giddy up in their step.
Substitution into the game. Coming in here for Northland, Cameron Kurt real quick. Yeah, MMCRU pulled off that upset in the previous game as that free throw is missed short, but the rebound pulled down and kept down here. Good hustle play by Ashlyn Hovey. Here's Crooks from outside the three-point arc. Kicks it out.
Triple teamed again.
I mean, you have no choice, and you just got to hope it's an inaccurate pass. Joyce, a little hesitation, half spin. She came back around the... Man, is this a 1A basketball team I'm watching right now? This is crazy.
We talk about all the Division I schools that are looking at Crooks, but Joyce has drawn a lot of attention. She's super quick off her dribble.
And I mean, these are two juniors, by the way, that have played basketball together essentially their entire lives, and you can see inside, outside, you have like the different skill set, and they just trust each other in every way. It's hard to imagine this team. I mean, they have lost a couple games this year, but it's hard to imagine a team being really able to thwart them unless you can get Crooks into foul trouble.
Right, especially a 1A school.
18 seconds left. Both free throws, by the way, were good on that side for Joyce. Into the front court, 15 seconds left for North Linn. Here is Flanagan. Flanagan dribbling with the right. Little spin move, kicks it back out. Here's Molly Bogey. Bogey to the high post. Van Etten kicks it out to Kurt. 3 seconds, going to have to get rid of it. She's not looking at the clock, won't have time. First period is over. It was tight for about the first 5 minutes or so, and then the Joyce Crooks with a little bit of Capacious and Montag sprinkled in got Bishop Garrigan an 8-point lead. We'll head to the second after this on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
Relentlessly.
At your service.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
Hey fans, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today, central.edu. Thank you, Central College, for supporting the girls' state basketball tournament. Immediately on the first possession, 10 seconds in, down to the post. Little spin move, body drops, Crooks with the layup, and they are picking up where they left off in that first. Now a 10-point lead for Bishop Garrigan. Crooks, just having her way. That's 6 points for her now, but she has made a big difference every time down on the offensive end. Van Etten trying to drive into the body. Obviously has nowhere to go after that. Gets a little bit of help. Bogey outside to Kurt. Cameron Kurt with it outside NBA three-point range. Hands it back to Bogey. Bogey to Kurt. She'll step back, fire a three. Much needed. Hitting the three. Cameron Kurt. And she is a deadeye from outside. 43% and high volume from three. That's something that if they can't guard regularly, speaking of Bishop Garrigan, you're going to have an opportunity to get some points out there. Big swing by Van Etten, and that's going to be 2 free throws. She had rotated over nicely, but as Tickus went up for the layup, just kind of did the full volleyball spike swing, and even if you don't hit any skin, you're probably going to draw a foul call on that just based on the visual.
Yes, at some angle that definitely looks like a foul, whether it is or not. I don't think that was all ball. You can see it's not often that you have to use a gimmick defense or a junk defense, but when you're playing Audi Crooks, that's the time to use it. So
what would you do?
Continue to do. I had to coach against the all-time scorer, the all-time eventual score at the University of Iowa. And so we double-teamed, we triple-teamed, nothing works. We lost.
Well, that's nice. Tickus makes both. IMT insurance substitution, by the way. End of the game, back is Elise Ware for North Linn. By the way, you can learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtinsurance.com or imtins.com or Google IMT Insurance. Here's Cameron Kurt. She's feeling it. Why not? Triples. And Kurt, this is your weapon offensively, is you have an absolute sharpshooter. She didn't take a shot in the first quarter, as here is a Grand Jeanette 3-ball attempt. No good. Long rebound comes down. Here is Molly Bogey. Quickly ahead, here's Kurt. Kurt out. Here's the other Bogey all the way. Little floater. And just like that, North Lynn's got it back within 4 after being down 10 a minute ago.
Yes, a nice floater. She ended up stopping a little sooner than she would have, feeling the presence of Crooks coming towards her. Of course, Crooks so great at blocking the ball as well.
And not committing fouls. She does stay out of foul trouble for the most part, and she is in great conditioning as well. As here's Joyce, little step back. That was off to the right. Offensive rebound underneath. Back up and good. Abby Capacious. And a quick timeout. Full timeout going to be called. We'll take a break with them. It is 22-16. Bishop Garrigan over North Linn. Class 1A semifinals here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
Emoji Cam lighten up the crowd here at Wells Fargo Arena. Class 1A semifinals. North Linn clawing back after only scoring 8 points in the entire first quarter. They have 8 points in the first 2 minutes plus here in the second quarter. Bishop Garrigan still with the 6-point lead, however. Cameron Kurt has knocked down a couple of threes. We talked about how good of a three-point shooter she is. You feel like that's probably got to be the game plan offensively, is to try to pop her open at least every other possession for a deep shot, because she did not attempt a shot in the first quarter, but has hit her first 2 3-point attempts here in the second.
She has. That's when you get the green light. You keep shooting the ball, and they need to keep Audie Crooks away from the lane. I'd keep pulling out your 5-man. Keep her out, which brings the defender out as well. And you see Elise Ware coming out to the perimeter to bring a defender with her.
Yeah, here comes Kurt. She's going to drive, stop, lost the dribble, directing traffic, gets the pass off. Here's Ware. Ware is going to drive now on Crooks, and Crooks blocks it. Probably not advisable one-on-one on the drive to take her on, but Ware gave it a go. Just didn't work out in her favor.
Okay, that's where you penetrate and you kick back out.
This pass comes out capacious. Cross court, Grand Jeanette lays it in. And when you have 3 players guarding 1 player down low, and they have to, make no mistake, they have to.
Yes.
But somebody on the weak side is going to have no one on them. And that's exactly what you saw with Grand Jeanette there. Finding the open player is going to be a real key offensively for Bishop Garrigan.
It is. That weak side is wide open for an open layup.
Flanagan hands it off. Here comes Bogey. Bogey guarded, picks up the dribble, back to Kurt. Kurt, jab step on Joyce. We'll pass it to Flanagan. It is still this 5-out look here. As that ball tipped away and then taken away. Grand Jeanette all the way, lays it in. Ella Reese just had the ball tipped away. I think she put her head up when she was trying to catch the ball, kind of mishandled it, and it was poked away. And next thing you know, 10-point lead for Bishop Garrigan once again. Kurt with it, over to Reese. She'll fire a 3 over the top, well short. Grand Jeanette comes up with the rebound. And that's not a bad idea, especially when you're being guarded by Crooks, keeping her away from the basket like you said. But here's Joyce, slaloms through the defense, lays it up. A quick, very lightning fast 6-0 run out of the timeout by Bishop Garrigan. They now have their largest lead at 12. Another full timeout called here, this time by North Linn. We'll take it with them. 4:07 to go, second quarter. Garrigan up by a dozen on the Girls Union Network, powered by the Mid-American Energy Company.
We are so much more
Than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
Relentlessly.
At your service.
Emery Songer, Joanna Settles with you halfway through the second quarter. Bishop Garrigan on a little 6-0 run. Make it an 8-0 run. They actually scored before they called their original timeout. But North Linn kind of hung in here, but all of a sudden gave up 8 quick points over the last minute and a half or so. And next thing you know, you're down by a dozen. What's the game plan, Joanna? What do you have to do to try to keep yourself going? Because obviously scoring points needs to happen. And then trying to find a way to get stops when you're triple teaming one of the offensive threats that Bishop Garrigan has to offer.
Right. Well, you want high percentage shots, and so you don't want your 5s who are not used to coming out to and shooting a 3 to do that. You want to keep that with Molly Bogey, Kurt, and Flanagan. So know who's scoring from where.
And Flanagan right on cue, banks home a triple from the top. Much needed bucket there for North Linn. And quickly, and you got to figure they're a solid 3-point shooting team at 38.5% as a unit, although the Bogey sisters and Cameron Kurt were really the 3 volume shooters of the bunch. You're thinking you're probably going to need a 4th and a 5th and maybe even a 6th player who will let those go. As Joyce all the way cannot get the finish. No foul call on the carom. It goes out of bounds to North Linn. A defensive stop for the Lynx there, but you got to figure it's the 3-point shot that's going to keep North Linn afloat on offense.
It is. That's what they do well. They can't leave Flanagan open there. She drives, and she's going to have to kick.
Catch, thought about the shot. Little runner by Bogey. Tough shot. Rebound off the arm of Crooks and eventually gathered by Capacious, who leaves it back for Joyce. Yeah, I speak of seniors. We talked about the lack of seniors for North Linn and still getting here as Grand Jeanette thought about a 3. Now steps into one. And again, that was short, but Crooks, that rebound came right to her. Flanagan just has to roll her eyes. You could not have drawn up what basically became a pass off the rim, right in her lap on the miss, and then she gets the layup.
It ricocheted right to her, but Grand Jeanette, they're going to challenge her to shoot every time and not even guard her so they can continue to double team Crooks.
Flanagan, another quick trigger, has the offensive rebound bounce out of bounds. It'll stay down here with the Lynx. IMT insurance substitution as Grand Jeanette will come out, as will Tigges. Back into the game is Ashlyn Hovey. And also back in is Zoe Montag. Here's Cameron Kurt. Kurt directing traffic. Little zone look here from Bishop Garrigan. Drop into the corner, and Bogey draws contact as she looked to get pinched on the sideline there by Ashlyn Hovey, who will pick up the foul. We saw quite a few fouls in the first few minutes, but it's kind of settled down in terms of the whistles since then. That's just the 15th foul for Bishop Garrigan, and North Linn also has been called for 5 team fouls, and we only have 2.5 minutes to go here.
You know, neither team is full court pressing, and so that kind of slows the pace down.
Off the dribble, Cameron Kurt heating up. Getting a little warm on this end of the floor when 35's got the ball. And with 2:25 to go, Joyce again goes in. That was a pass. Blocked by Bogey. She got Crooks. Ball on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball, and it will go to North Linn. Okay. Something you might not have thought you'll see is the 5'8 guard, Macy Bogey, getting a piece of a Audie Crooks shot and forcing what eventually and might as well be a turnover on the jump ball. And North Linn down 8 with the ball, have a chance to further cut into the deficit. Kurt gets a screen, stops, gives it back. Van Etten drives back out to Kurt. Kurt looks at the rim for a second, decides not to shoot it. Now she's going to hit the back door. This is Bogey. Van Etten, nice little up fake. That was beautiful. Excellent team basketball by North Linn.
Nice drive, a good bounce pass, and it's the ball fake that lets the defender go by. In that case, it was Crooks, and then she gets to put it up for 2.
If you're coaching Crooks, do you tell her in no scenario should you ever go for a ball fake? As here's a catch and shoot 3. Big answer there by Montag. Her second 3 ball of the first half, and that one restores a 9-point advantage here. Every time North Linn feels a little bit of momentum, there's a big shot there that stops and halts their progress. Is a little short on the 2-point attempt that time by Kurt. Rebound pulled down by Montag, and here comes Joyce and the Golden Bears.
Right, North Lynn's like, in this chess game, who can we afford not to guard?
There she is again, a 3. En fuego!
Well, it's not Zoe Montag. You're going to have to guard her. You're going to have to change things up again and get out on her, especially in the perimeter behind the arc.
They cut it down to a 6-point game. It's all of a sudden back up to 12. Garrigan, under a minute to play, up by a dozen in the first half. Here's Kurt, trying to lose Joyce. Going to get called for a walk. Little drag of the pivot foot there as she tried to draw the contact. Good defense by Molly Joyce. And it goes back here to Bishop Garrigan, looking to expand upon their 12-point lead.
Look for a Joyce Crooks connection for the final shot of the half.
They have no problem running it down. Joyce literally walked it about as slow as you could and still not committing a 10-second violation. Little catch here, Montag. She'll take the NBA 3. That one was a little short. That was a heat check. And that will give North Linn an opportunity here with 14. Here's Bogey, and she is fouled again. She sees a little lane there, and that's the second time that she's been able to get contact, but not a bad foul, I don't think, in that scenario that time.
It wasn't, because had she turned the corner on the baseline, Crooks wasn't back yet defensively, and she would have had an easy 2.
Tigges comes back in, replacing Montag after the foul. But that was a foul to give, so no free throws yet with 11 seconds to go. We'll see what North Linn can draw up here from their own in line under their own basket. Comes all the way out. Molly Bogey. She'll drive with the left hand. Traveled. It's where you pick the ball up, right? If you're in the middle of picking the ball up and you're still in motion, it's going to be incredibly difficult to avoid picking up that initial pivot foot. As Joyce all the way has her shot blocked. It's loose. That should not count. They say it counts. I don't think it counts. Either way, Crooks with the touch on the rebound at the horn. For now, they're going to add that to the total, and it's 38-24. Not sure we're going to get a better look, but either way, 38-24. Bishop Garrigan using the size of Audie Crooks, the skill and talent of Molly Joyce, and some three-point shooting from Zoe Montag, and they have a 14-point halftime lead. We'll take a break, come back with your halftime stats. Right after this, it is this Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community.
Like family, like home. SWIC is a place for you.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics, because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
At the half is we're getting an all-academic team being honored here at the halftime of our Class 1A semifinals. North Linn struggling with the size of Audie Crooks. She leads the way, already 10 points and 6 rebounds, and Bishop Garrigan a 38-24 lead. I'm Emery Songer. I'm joined by Joanna Settles. Joanna, we've talked a lot of ball. We have tried to figure out exactly what you would do. I've tried to figure out what I would do if I had a 6'3" post player that has the ability to catch everything within her arm length radius in any direction with either hand, finish with either hand, block shots on the defensive end. North Linn has tried their best on both ends of the floor, but they're still down 14. What's going on?
You know, they're trying to double team and triple team her, and they'll continue to do so. They have to. They have to have a man-on-man, their best defender on Joyce, because she's so quick and really wants to penetrate. If you don't stay with her, she'll make it easy too, or she's looking to give the ball high to Crooks. Now, you also have to know where Montag is, because she's already hit some threes. So now you can't do a box in one, right? You can't do a triangle in two.
Right.
So it's a kind of an interesting defense that you're not used to playing. You want to do everything you can to get the rebound and try to get down the court offensively before the other team can get there.
Well, I'm looking at Zoe Montag. She's a freshman, 5'6". You look at I'm not going to lie to you. She was not a name or a number that I had circled before the game. I knew we were going to see her out here. And I was under the impression that she was going to be a factor in some way, and she can score a little bit. She's averaging 4.7 points per game. She averages 1 rebound per game and 1 assist per game. That doesn't jump off the page at you. She's a 27% three-point shooter on the season. And she smashed home 3 of 4 three-point attempts, and the one she missed was late in the half when she tried an NBA three, really feeling it. Hard to know. How do you do this now? Because now you got 3 players that you have to get rid of.
You do. So you adjust your defense, right? Because you have to cover the lefty.
But how are you going to do that?
Well, so you just man-to-man those two, and then you're going to have to leave the rest of them open.
all the rest of them.
You do. You have to leave them open until they prove that they can score.
You know, Brian Wheatley knew he had a difficult assignment here with North Linn, trying to have his tallest player at 5'9", 6 inches shorter than Audie Crooks, plus knowing how well she can score, knowing her rebounding opportunities, and knowing just her general mobility with her size. You're not going to be able to do a whole lot one-on-one against her on either end. So on defense, they try to double. The double is not effective. So you need a triple. And then when you have players like Montag and then Joyce that you have to monitor, and we haven't even gotten to Capacious and Tigas, who also have shown the ability to score from various points. And then Emma Grangenet, she can dribble the ball and get layups. She got a layup because nobody had guarded her. It's a puzzle that I'm not sure can be figured out. But down by 14, the one thing they do have is three-point shooting of their own. They are one of the best three-point shooting teams of any class in the entire state, nearly 40%. So we'll talk a little bit more about that and a little bit more of what North Linn might be able to do offensively to try to get some scoring going their way as well. But at the half, they trail by 14 to Bishop Garrigan. It's the Class 1A semifinals here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
I'm Lisa Brinkmeyer, here along with Brent Johnson, president of Iowa Farm Bureau. First off, we'd like to thank you for your title sponsorship of the Girls Athletic Union, as well as the 2022 Girls State Basketball Tournament. Brent, why is it important for Iowa Farm Bureau to invest in Iowa's youth?
Yeah, well, our youth is tomorrow's leaders. And, Iowa Farm Bureau, we put a lot of emphasis in that. And, every year we give $250,000 to kids in scholarships throughout the entire state. Over the last several years, we've provided almost $500,000 in teacher education and products for their classrooms. One of the things that we're really proud of is being able to take care of our students on the athletic fields as well. Iowa is one of only 7 states that even offers concussion insurance. And again, this year, Iowa Farm Bureau, we're proud to announce that at no cost to the student or their families, Iowa Farm Bureau is providing that concussion insurance for those student athletes so that they remain safe and can compete at a high level.
Fantastic.
Welcome back. We are live here at Wells Fargo Arena at the half, 38-24. Bishop Garrigan leading North Linn. North Linn did have some positives on the offensive end, Joanna. What worked for them, and how can they continue to capitalize on what worked on the offensive end?
They were 4 for 6 from three-point land. Of course, Cameron Kurtz coming in big with 3 for 3. So they've got to push the pace, and they want to set some screens on the perimeter to try to create some space between them and their defender to get some open looks and start scoring more.
And probably shoot more threes would be my guess. They're a high percentage three-point team and also have multiple players who can knock them down from deep that are volume shooters. And we have seen in this tournament, specifically even last night, there have been teams going 70% from 3 here this week. So you might just have to let it fly, but we'll have to see how things pan out. We'll be right back with the second half of play, Class 1A semifinals. Who's going to the state championship game? We're going to find out. Bishop Garrigan taking on North Linn. Bishop Garrigan by 14 at the break right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
We are
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Des Moines, the S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
Inside Casey's. Outside Casey's. Inside Casey's. Outside Casey's. Inside. Outside. Inside. Outside. Inside. Outside. Order for curbside pickup this winter, and we'll bring your delicious Casey's Pizza order outside, so you can stay inside. Now at Casey's, buy one large pizza, get one half off. Casey's, here for staying inside. Here for good.
It is Wells Fargo Arena. It is the girls' state basketball tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Emery Songer along with Joanna Settles right here on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Well, first half, a lot of ebbs, a lot of flows. Bishop Garrigan showing why they are the number 2 seed. Unfortunately, they lost 3 times this year, and I'm still trying to figure out how. I mean, like they lost to Iowa City West. Okay, that's a large school team. And then they lost to West Lyon. That's a very good team that made it here as well. And then they lost to Newell Fonda, who was the 1 seed in this bracket until they just got beat by MMCRU. So the one team that of this class was able to beat them this year is gone. They got to feel good about, although, gosh, it would have been fun to watch like the rematch of that matchup, but
the third time rematch.
Yeah, like the rubber match and figure that thing out. And by the way, guess what? Northland's a really good basketball team too. They were able just to squeak past 3-seed Springville in the quarterfinals, and they have shown the ability to score points in bunches here. They scored 16 points in the second quarter, but they're going to need stops on the defensive end, and we're going to see what kind of adjustments they make, knowing what they are up against, especially if you got someone like Zoe Montag knocking down 3-point shots.
Right, and they'll also have to rebound a little bit better, which is really tough. Bishop Garrigan has a +6 on the board so far.
That was an excellent pass by Joyce, kind of leading on a backdoor cut to Capacious. Capacious had her shot blocked, however. It goes out of bounds. It stays down here. You're definitely going to see some different looks, and it looks like it was a zone look immediately from North Linn with pretty much everybody inside as we're going to get a foul away from the ball on the inbound pass on Emma Grand-Jeanette. Grand-Jeanette and Tigas, the only senior starters for Bishop Garrigan. Ella Muller, who we haven't seen yet, she is a senior as well. So 3 seniors for them, 2 seniors on the other side. These are 2 teams that I would not be surprised to see them. As a nice little backdoor cut and a finish. Good pass. Cameron Kurt's just ability to find the open player. She is a great shooter, but man, her passing has been on point, and she finds Macy Bogey for the lay-in. Good start for the Lynx. Lefty lay-in by Joyce, no good, but Crooks is there on the weak side. You might as well just throw it up off the glass, and even if you miss, if it's on the weak side, she is going to be there.
Right, you have such confidence going into the lane, knowing that you just have to do your best and it'll be cleaned up, and your team's going to get 2 no matter who does it, you or
right.
your teammate.
It's got to be a good security blanket, as here in the middle is Bogey. High post, Van Etten working on Crooks. Nice pass on the cut, but just got too far underneath the hoop, and good job by Grand-Jeanette kind of forcing the issue without actually committing a foul there, but unable to finish was Kurt that time. Joyce to the top, rotates Grand-Jeanette. They've dared her to shoot. She shot once, it did not go well, although she did get a layup later on in the half. Is that one, again, it just hit the rim at the perfect spot. Little spinorama, no good. Long rebound, going to be grabbed and pulled out of there by Bogey. But it just feels like she's always around the ball as Crooks. Even when it's a shot that poorly misses, there's a foul. We'll see who it's on. Crooks has committed no fouls so far, so even if this is on her, not that big of a deal, and it is.
You can see Macy Bogey with the left-hand dribble going right at Crooks in transition to draw the foul.
You know, and that was kind of my theory, is if you could get a couple of fouls on her early in the first half, at least make her not play the same way. You could probably still leave her out there if you're Bishop Garrigan head coach Brandon Schwab, but at the same time, you just have to wonder, you know, did we attack her a little too late? Or maybe she's just incredibly smart and knows when to pick her battles as she gets the rebound on the miss. Splitting the free throws that time was Bogey. Here comes Joyce. Joyce has the ability to take over the game too, as there's a beautiful crossover. She's being pushed by Kurt. Kurt, 4 burgundy jerseys around her. Eventually they rip it out of there, but it's recovered by Tigas, and possession is kept. Again, they drop down, steps on the line on the rip away. It'll stay down here, but you're seeing the Piranha defense now from North Linn. As soon as the ball is touched by 55 in white, there are 3 and sometimes 4 players going after the ball.
Yes, it is a quadruple team on Crooks, and she just talked to herself. She said, I cannot bring the ball down. She knows that. She's done it on the last 2 times she's had touches, and she can't do that, or they're going to take it away.
Brandon Schwab has given her an earful about that, because they know, like, that's the only way that they can get the ball from you is if you do that. 5-second violation, by the way, on the ensuing inbound. So North Lynn's defense amping it up here as Flanagan thought about the deep 3. Now she'll dribble with the left hand. She's going to go all the way. Runs over a player, draws the contact, and the foul.
This is 4 offensive possessions that North Linn has had. Every one of them have been quality. They drew up a set play. They got an easy basket. They drove to the basket. They've drawn a foul. And now here they are for the and one.
They were down by 14 going into this half. They have cut it down to 10. You'd like to think you'd get it between 6 and 8 heading into the fourth to realistically give you a shot, as now they're extending the defense into some pressure. They've been in zone the entire half so far, and Joyce step on the line. Definitely went to work, did Brian Wheatley in the halftime locker room.
Well, you want to throw the kitchen sink at them, right? They're trying different defenses. They're trying some different things offensively, and here they change things up and put a little more pressure on Joyce.
Bogey, backdoor cut, finds the other Bogey. She kind of slipped and fell as she tried to get that layup going. Never really had a chance for it to fall. But again, it was a good look. If she doesn't trip and fall, an opportunity again to get 2 points. We'll see if they can continue that. See what Bishop Garrigan does to answer, though, on this end. Tigas. Capacious, dribbling around at the top. Lobs it in. Pass is deflected, stolen by Flanagan. Flanagan ahead to Kurt. Kurt on the fast break does not have help. Goes up, under, and lays it in. That was close to dragging that pivot foot, but no whistle from any of the 3 officials. And it's an 8-point game.
And that's another great possession on offense. Talk about valuing every possession, and North Linn coming out in the second half doing that.
Yeah, underneath there's a foul as rotating over there, and it's on the pass. Foul's going to be on Chloe Van Etten. And you wonder, that's going to be the opening. On the weak side, out on the perimeter, whoever it is, there's not going to be a player within 15 feet of them when they catch the ball, as you're going to have some substitutions both sides. 3rd foul, by the way, on Van Etten. And she's going to come out of the game along with Flanagan here for the time being as part of our IMT insurance substitution.
Right. Received the ball on the weak side, but then drove into traffic, drove into the double team.
And if you can draw the foul there, that's catch and shoot. Joyce! And again, we talked about she can take the game over, but has not really attempted to. She has taken 10 shots in the game, but hasn't really tried to assert herself as the offensive powerhouse that she can be. As here's Kurt, gets a screen, picks up the dribble. Ware goes right at Crooks. She went straight up, no foul called. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get a lot of luck when you do it that way, because Crooks knows she does not have to jump to contest the shot.
Right, so if you're North Linn and you are taking in, it's a one-on-one between you and Crooks, that's the time to reverse pivot and kick it out.
Picked up, Bogey to Bogey, off the rebound. Here's Molly, quickly ahead. Ware, stop and pop from 15, knocks it down. I think you need more of her. I think that's the player you're going to need. Again, after the make, they go with this little full court press trap. And that's picture perfect pass with one hand. And that's a 25-foot pass she just made right over the top. The kids say you got mossed. with
Yeah.
Audie Crooks reaching over the top, not committing a foul.
Right, Macy Bogey was in great position. She was in front. There's nothing she can do.
Absolutely nothing. It was an absolutely perfect pass. And then a turnover down here on the other end, which Northland just can ill afford to do. They have really no room for error whatsoever, but they have it within 11 right now with 3:25 to go in the third. They need a little bit of a spurt, and they need to be able to get defensively, be able to just slow down Bishop Garrigan from scoring and put him on a 2 or 3 minute drought here so they can get back into the game. The drive, up and under. How about Abby Capacious?
Yes, puts the ball on the ground for a nice baseline move. North Lynn's got to do a better job of containing the other offense.
But like you said, you have to put 3 sets of eyeballs and 3 bodies on one player as top of the key, Ware wide open. And the way that Crooks kind of looked back to the bench after that, she got kind of confused or lost on what she thought was going to be a switch. Instead, Ware ends up open and knocks it down. Much needed Northland basket as Joyce lobs it ahead. Here's a drive by Montag. Left it short on the layup. Rebound Kurt. 3-on-1 if they hurry. Montag's hustling back into frame. And that shot is rejected by Joyce on the shot attempt by Skylar Benish. The Northland crowd wanted a foul call. Looked clean from here. And again, Crooks got it. Shot blocked. Gets her own rebound. Lays it up and in. How do you stop it? No idea. You talked about the soft hands. That's a long pass, and she just kind of gently pulls it down and is able to gather herself and finish the play.
For a split second, you think that's going to be sailing out of bounds.
Woo! Step back 3 ball by Cameron Kurt. She's a sophomore too, by the way. Quick timeout, 30-second. We'll keep it here. Sorry to interrupt, but a lot going on.
I guess they're pushing the pace, right? They want to get it down the court quickly. Both teams are. We do appreciate our stats from Finn, Lori, and Kevin. Wanted to give them a quick shout out as they keep things up to date for us every quarter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you watch those live stats, they're keeping track of that, and they also are doing a great job of making sure that when it comes to making sure we get the stats that we need in between periods and halves, unsung heroes of our production team for sure. The Golden Bear is happy with what he has seen so far. He or she. I think it's a he. Not wearing pants. Hard to tell. 2:02 left here in the third. 49-39. Both teams scoring at a solid clip here in this third quarter. Unfortunately for Northland, they can't afford to be giving up those points back, even though their offense has really picked it up here in the third. Joyce going to be fouled immediately. Going to be called on Bogey. That is the third team foul for Northland, so it's not as though they're really in foul trouble either, but you can see that they're amping up the aggression because they just cannot afford Bishop Garrigan to get into the half court and set up anything either to Joyce or to Audie Crooks.
Right, they're trying to control the tempo a little bit by a little more pressure, full court.
Here's Capacious, kicks it out. How about a catch and shoot? Hovey, short, rebound loose, and again it just falls right to Crooks. Look at that pass to Joyce. Joyce up fake, tries to go inside, too much traffic, but on the carom she gets it back and lays it up and in.
What finesse by Crooks.
It's hard to explain. A little tap to herself. She always has the ball falling into her lap as there's a swish on the other end and a big-time answer by Macy Bogey. Going ping-ponging back and forth here in the third. Again, North Linn has cut 5 points off the lead from halftime. But Bishop Garrigan on offense gets the buckets when they need them just to keep them at arm's length.
Yes, they do. They are fighting back on every possession.
Double team Crooks. What do you do?
Keep it high. Put it in by Audie. North Linn, that's all they can do. But we'll give them twos. Let's take threes. That's what they're thinking.
At this point, that's all you can think. You got to set up your three-point shooters. They're the best three-point shooting team in this tournament. Outside is Bogey. Goes to Van Etten, top of the key, thought about the shot, catch and shoot from the other Bogey. Why not? It's raining threes. Molly Bogey cuts it to 8. Oh, doctor. Here's Joyce, a little in and out dribble, big time contact, and she'll go to the line as Flanagan will get called for the foul. For Flanagan, that's her second, 4th team foul on North Linn, and it'll send Molly Joyce, a 72% foul shooter, back to the line. She is 2 for 2 from the stripe in the game so far.
Well, that's worked well for Northland to bring Macy Bogey up to the high post, even out to the three-point line to set some screens to give those great shooters from North Linn, some open looks, and they are draining them.
IMT insurance substitution. Coming back in is Meredith Tigas. Coming out is Macy Bogey for North Linn. Back into the game, Ella Reese for the Lynx. Second free throw is missed. Rebound pulled down by Van Etten. And here's Cameron Kurt. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. North Linn down 9 with the ball. Here's Kurt, picks up the dribble to Van Etten. Van Etten at the high post, guarded by Crooks. Doesn't want to do anything with it, goes to Bogey. At the high post again on the free throw line is Van Etten. Again, nowhere she can go. Back outside Bogey, thought about the three, now will drive, stops, turns, nowhere to go again. Catch and shoot from 12 is Kurt, misses. Crooks has it, and with 1 second left, Joyce sees the time, knows she can't get a shot off, and that'll end the third quarter. North Linn does take 5 points off of the Bishop Garrigan lead, but still trail by 9. 8 minutes to get those last 9 points off the scoreboard. We'll see what happens. We'll head to the fourth. Bishop Garrigan by 9 in the Class 1A semi on the Girls Union Network, powered by the Mid-American Energy Company.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
It's Fairway Family Food.
We asked 100 grocery shoppers who has the best online shopping.
Fairway Meat and Grocery.
Yes. Name a reason you do your online shopping at Fairway.
Expert shoppers pick out my groceries.
Survey says
Fairway experts hand pick your groceries.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Pick up a great deal when you shop at fairway.com today.
Fans, official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Time to get your smartphones out. You see that QR code? Go ahead and scan it right now. Visit IGHSAU.org. You can browse or customize your merchandise to match your style. It's IGHSAU.org. Fourth quarter action. Emery Songer alongside Joanna Settles live from Wells Fargo Arena. Class 1A semifinals. 6 seed North Linn, 2 seed Bishop Garrigan. Bishop Garrigan a 9-point lead here with just under 8 minutes now in regulation left to play. North Linn has come out solid here in the second half, but can they finish the comeback? Flanagan, tough drive, gets the finish.
That's what she does so well. She drives that left side of the lane and kisses it off the glass for 2.
Quickly ahead, Grand Jeanette here for the Bishop Garrigan. Little mid-range jumper. Crooks again just bullies her way to the rebound. Too strong. Then on the weak side, grabbing it is Capacious. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay down here with Bishop Garrigan. I know it's a tough ask, but you just have to be grabbing loose balls if you're North Linn. You're down by only 7. You've done an excellent job working your way back into this game. You're within striking distance now. Just got to clean up on missed shots.
You do. You have to keep fighting and clawing because you know you're not winning the battle on the boards or the points in the paint. Right now it's Garrigan with 36 points in the paint, and North Linn only has 14.
And I think we know why. 55 is all you need to know.
Yes.
And 55 in white, specifically. Here is Joyce. Surveys, probes, kicks it out. Capacious over Grand Jeanette to the top. Catch and shoot. Meredith Tigas, short. And then the rebound, but traveling violation. Took her a couple of steps to really get a full gather there. And that'll give it back to North Linn. And they do eventually get the stop they need.
They do. That was a great defensive possession for them. Defensive opportunity. They don't want Crooks. They don't want Joyce shooting the ball.
Anybody else you'll have to accept.
Yeah.
Here's Kurt, little stutter step, she'll drive, little pocket pass, Van Etten goes up, got the bucket and the foul, and she'll go to the line to try to trim it to just a 4-point game.
It's all about the pump fake and power.
Again, Crooks, I just think her brain is like contest, and it gets her off balance, and Van Etten did an excellent job finishing on top of the contact. The 77% foul shooter knocks it down. As you see there, on the replay. That little up, got her off the ground just a little bit, and now it's just a 4-point Garrigan lead. Long pass, Tigas. That one was a little inaccurate. Van Etten had an easy time. Joyce has been able to make those passes successfully. We really haven't seen anybody else be able to do that with as much accuracy. Little up and under. Nice effort that time by Macy Bogey. Just left it short. That would have been on the highlight reel for sure with a little spin cycle. But here's Joyce all the way. Right-hand layup off the left side of the hoop. A tough play. Got the finish. And it's back up to a 6-point game.
Yeah, she took things into her own hands, knowing that a 4-point lead is just not okay at this point.
At the top, Van Etten. Flanagan gives it to Kurt. Kurt gets a screen. Another hesitation. Up, under. What a finish! Abby Capacious has had great defense on each of the last 2 drives. First by Flanagan, and here as well by Kurt. And somehow, some way, she gets scored on both times as there's another foul on the inbound pass. They're going to get that on Molly Bogey, the freshman. But 15 foul there for North Linn, by the way. Bogey now with 2. The other Bogey, Macy Bogey, with 3. Van Etten also has 3. And there's another foul. This one on Kurt, that's her first. And that's 6. Now, again, I'm not sure this is a bad thing at this point. You want to be aggressive, but now you're at that 6-point mark as you're going to get Ware back in here on the IMT Insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. You want to be aggressive, but now at least you know if you play clean for now for a while, if you do foul on the floor, you got a few one-on-ones that you can play with.
You do, but then you have to think about rebounds.
Sure.
Right?
Different conversation altogether.
It is, as Audie Crooks is double-teamed, only double-teamed right now.
And they're going to try to get it to her on the weak side. This one is a good pass from Tigas. She goes through what is an attempted opportunity, and then there's a foul underneath. And, oh, man, that's a late whistle on the shot there. That's not going to make North Linn supporters happy there at all. As a coach for you, how did you feel when you saw if it was going to be a make or a miss? You see a lot of these officials, the result of the play sometimes does factor into the whistle. And it's hard to explain as Crooks makes the first free throw. She's a 54% free throw shooter, by the way. What was your thoughts on that as a coach?
It's just when it's a later call, it's just harder to swallow, right? When it goes against you. You're like, just make it.
If it's a foul, it's
quickly.
A foul. Call it a foul, even if it's an and one. Just if it's a foul, it was a foul whether she made it or missed it.
You appreciate the quick whistles.
It's 2 for 2 by Crooks, and back up to 6. North Linn has slowly and incrementally gotten themselves to Flanagan. NBA range 3. Ooh, just long rebound. Going to be snagged by Jeanette, who throws it away.
You don't see that often where you get a rebound and you throw it back towards the other team's basket and out of bounds.
Yeah, and Joyce obviously was not prepared for that either. Jeanette, I think, had a little bit more time than she thought she had. Bogey, 2 inbound, having some trouble. Lobs it up to the top to Flanagan. Goes to Kurt. Kurt will get a screen, steps back, nowhere to go with it, leaves it back for Bogey. Molly Bogey over to Ware. Ware wants to drive on Crooks. This has not worked throughout the game, but she'll get it right back, and she will pull it back out. And that's probably the play. You want to hang around the perimeter as long as Kurt is guarding you.
Wise.
4:40 to go. Ware sets a nice screen. Kurt with it. Pass tipped away by Joyce. Excellent defense, and Ware, I'm sure, only had, that's a great foul, to be honest, and you're going to send her to the line for a 1-and-1. Now the question is it a clear path foul? It is a 1-and-1. The Bishop Garrigan crowd not happy that it was not an intentional foul or a clear path foul, as you hear it in the professional ranks, which if you're behind the player and the player has nothing but an open floor to them, then it's 2 free throws and the ball, which is different. But it turns out to be an excellent foul by Joyce, to be honest, the best case scenario after the turnover. Joyce's first free throw is good. Now, she's a great free throw shooter as well, 72%. She's now 4 for 5 in the game here. And if she's able to make this one, this will make it an 8-point game with 4:30 to go. Yep. Timeout. And a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Bishop Garrigan has restored their lead to an 8-point advantage over North Linn with 4.5 to go in regulation. We'll be back with more on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We
are
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
Relentlessly.
At your service.
Bishop Garrigan, a little 4-0 spurt, which is a big deal at this time of the game, has built their lead back up to 8, 60-52. Emery Songer along with Joanna Settles. Joanna, I'm looking at North Lynn's offense, and they have really ratcheted it up here in the second half, and it's been successful. But how can they continue to try to get stops on Bishop Garrigan here, knowing they've done better here recently, but they really need to start getting stops and rebounds?
They do. Well, they have to keep it outside of the paint, and if the pass is high enough, they're not able to do that. But they keep hanging around. North Linn continues to hang around. They're only down by 8 right now, which says a lot.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. After the big spurt by Bishop Garrigan at the end of the first and into the early second quarter, I felt like the game could have gotten away from North Linn right then and there, and they have battled back, gotten it to within 4. Right now it's 8. They're going to have to be very efficient on offense and smart and execute well on defense. Here's Van Etten. Nowhere to go with it. Kicks it back out to Flanagan. Flanagan drives, tries to leave it into the corner. Again, that was just a disjointed offensive possession to that point. I think this is actually a good thing for them to be able to reset on an out-of-bounds, sideline out-of-bounds situation.
It is, and you don't realize how quick and scrappy Molly Joyce is, again, getting her hand in to deflect the ball.
Van Etten dribbles in, picks up the dribble, and then it's poked away, but Bogey gets it back. Thought about the 3, picked up the dribble. Here's Van Etten. Van Etten finds Flanagan on the drive. She is fouled before the shot.
Nice cut the basket by Flanagan.
And good passing. I mean, it's not super pretty because it looks like it could very well be a turnover almost every time they're making that pass, but it is successful a lot of the time. That's the 5th team foul, by the way. This one the second on Zoe Montag. Montag will exit and be replaced by Tigas, the senior. Inbound coming from Bogey. Lobs it in to Van Etten. Van Etten keeps the ball high. Backdoor cut to Bogey. She's fouled. She'll go to the line for 2. Good pass there by Van Etten on a little give and go. A lot of times the defense forgets about the inbounder, and that's exactly what happened there on the little give and go from the out of bounds.
Yeah, great execution utilizing the backdoor cut.
Bring up Macy Bogey. 61% foul shooter on the season is Bogey. Around and out on the first. She is now 3 of 5 at the line tonight. She does have 12 points, second on the team, only to the 18 of Cameron Kurt. Second one on the way, and that's in and out. And those are the kind of things, empty possessions, especially when you get 2 free throws, it's tough to swallow for head coach Brian Wheatley and the Lynx. But it's all about the defense, honestly, one way or another, as Bogey goes down, trying to guard Joyce. Joyce all the way, and one! Little lefty scoop shot, put it in around Kurt. Kurt gets called for the foul. That's her second, and a potential 3-point play, and that is a huge play in this one. The 2 missed free throws on one end, and a potential 3-point play on this end.
There's Molly Joyce, looks like she's crossing over to the right side. Never mind, we're going back to the left, off the glass. She knows she has the weak side rebounder, Audrey Crooks, if it doesn't go in, but now she finds herself at the line.
And she makes it, completes the 3-point play. On that replay, it kind of looked bang, bang. You know, I think her body angle kind of helped get the call in her favor because it looked like Kurt had gotten positioned pretty solidly before the contact. But either way, it is a 3-point play, and it's back to an 11-point advantage for Bishop Garrigan. And you're going to have to start going with some pace here for the Lynx if they're going to try to trim this thing up to a manageable zone. Bogey drives, draws contact. It'll be 2 shots. Crooks is going to get called for the foul. But again, it's going to be her 3rd. And with 3:20 to go, 3 fouls, really not something you're going to have to worry too much about at this point. Crooks, by the way, with 22 points in the game to go along with 15 rebounds. First free throw is good here. Molly Bogey.
And she's not done yet. There's still 3 minutes to play.
Oh, yeah. A couple of IMT insurance substitutions. Kurt will come out for a moment, as will Macy Bogey. Ella Reese back in as well. Ware is in, and Skylar Benish is in as Bogey makes the second. And those substitutions occurred because they assumed the free throw would be good. It was, and a timeout going to be called. A 30-second timeout by North Linn, down by 9. What's he drawing up? Joanna, take me into the North Linn huddle.
Well, it's been successful for their offense to keep Audie Crooks out of the paint. So when they extend and can get their post player outside of the lane, that leaves some paths open on the opposite side. So they want to continue to do that. If there's any backdoor cuts that are open, they're going to hit that. You need to score pretty quickly as there's not a lot of time left. So they also have done well when they've utilized a ball screen on the perimeter to hit some three-point shots.
For Bishop Garrigan, I'm sure it's business as usual. Take care of the basketball, break the pressure, and you know that you're going to be seeing Crooks. I mean, she's coming down here to actually help with the inbounding pass. And there it is. But, I mean, when you could throw it into her, why not? And then there's a foul from behind on Ware, and she fouls Crooks. I don't think she meant to do that, but, again, hustling back. You can't let her beat you down the floor. For Ware, that'll be her second, and it'll send Crooks back to the free throw line where today she's 2 for 2.
How about the 6'3" center breaking the press with a dribble?
Yeah.
Let's take a moment and think about that one.
And like we said, as she shoots the first and makes the first, group substitution for the Lynx, brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Benish, Reese, and Ware all come out. Flanagan, the two bogeys, out there with Kurt, because that's good, and Van Etten also back in as well. So it's back to 11, 65-54. But it makes sense to have her on the press break because you know you can pass it to her if you're having trouble getting it in, so you don't have to commit a 5-second violation. Here's Bogey. Kurt with the left hand to the top, and Flanagan, little weave action. Nice backdoor cut. Bogey will take the 12-footer and knock it down. Inbound comes here to Joyce. Joyce just kind of bumps right into Bogey, who was kind of hustling to try to pressure her. And I would imagine we're probably in at this stage down by 9. You're probably going to be sending them to the line every time they get the ball at this point unless you get an early steal in the possession.
Well, it's not Joyce who you want to foul.
Yeah. I mean, 72%, you're like, yeah, maybe. But as far as tonight's concerned, that's 7 for 8 for her.
It is. She's got her eyes on the prize. She's the quarterback of this team. She's got an incredible wide receiver.
Yeah, I'd say.
But she wants to get through this game again for the third year in a row, for the third year of her high school career. Just a junior. She can't wait until tomorrow night.
Yeah, and it's increasingly looking like they're going to be playing tomorrow night as they have an 11-point lead, just under 3 to play. North Linn has not quit, has not budged. Despite how this game has gone at various points, they have hung in there. And here they have it. Bogey hands it back to Flanagan. Back to Macy Bogey. Bogey up with it to Flanagan. Molly Bogey, the freshman, drives with the left hand. Leaves it for Van Etten. Van Etten working on Crooks. Back to the top. Drives. And that hit the side of the backboard with no foul call. Van Etten gets the offensive rebound. Kicks it back out to Flanagan. And a lot of time being used up here by North Linn, and down by 11. I'm just not sure you're going to have the opportunity to take 30-second possessions as Van Etten too strong off the glass. Rebound pulled down by Joyce. Joyce has it stolen and a foul. I'm sure Kurt would have liked to finish that and have the and one, but a really heady play that time by Kurt to hang back, kind of stay out of the eyesight of Joyce after the rebound and then sneak behind her, knock it away, and draw the foul.
All right, she came from behind. Here we see it again.
Yeah, Joyce never saw her.
Nope.
First free throw, though, is short. And she's worked hard out there. I mean, the legs are tired, I'm sure. We'd like to take advantage of these opportunities at the line because you never know what happens. Maybe Bishop Garrigan does go cold from their charity stripe as well as the IMT Insurance substitution. Reese back in along with Ware. Offense and defensive substitutions as Kurt makes the second and will come out replaced by Skylar Benish. Joyce will inbound, and Crooks once again down here for her size so they can throw it right into her. She does, and then she's immediately fouled by Flanagan. And that's the play. You only took 1 second off the clock there, and now you just got to hope they miss some free throws. And then the offensive unit with those substitutions about to immediately check back in for North Linn with Bogey, Van Etten, and Kurt all at the scorer's table. Crooks misses the first. Here comes that group substitution.
One advantage of having Crooks score or shooting the free throw is that you can possibly get this rebound because she's not down low.
I mean, so she can shoot the free throws well, but you're right. I mean, your opportunity to potentially get the rebound on a miss, as there's a make on the second, and a 30-second timeout by Bishop Garrigan and head coach Brandon Schwab. Still an 11-point deficit. We saw a long possession there for North Linn. I know that they're going to try to draw up some more quick hitters here, but I think the most important thing is you got to start taking three-point shots at this point. And you have a team that can knock them down. If you can get an open shot, it could be Flanagan, it could be Bogey, it could be Kurt. You got to let it rip at some point, you think, from outside.
You do, so there should be some set plays with that, right? You just don't want to – you'll have tough coverage because they're going to extend their defense, so you need some ball screens, right? You just don't want to take them man-to-man. And obviously it's a buzzsaw anytime you try to drive into the lane with Crooks defensively.
Yeah. And she's done a great job not committing a lot of fouls, and only a couple of times has she kind of gotten left her feet in the air on a pump fake. So she is well disciplined in there as well. As here comes North Linn out of the timeout, 2:09 to go, down by 11. Definitely are going to want to start knocking down some outside shots. Here's Kurt, their best outside shooter. She'll drive, kick it out. Bogey thought about the three, but look at the defense by Bishop Garrigan. Just no openings. And then Joyce poked away the pass, got the steal, lost it, got it back, and now a foul, and we'll go to the other end for 2 free throws. They'll walk it back the other way. .154 to go, and it'll be Joyce to the line, 8 of 9, by the way, so far. Maybe law of averages, she might miss 1 or 2 here, but you're going to need misses, and then you're going to need 3-point makes for North Linn. First one on the way from the lefty, drops right in. Second one on the way. Got it. Bishop Garrigan scored 77 points against Burlington Notre Dame in a romp 35-point victory over the Nikes. And they have a 13-point lead over North Linn, who never has budged in this game. It's been tough for him as Bogey fires a three, around and out, no good. Rebound taken by Tigges, and now Joyce with it. Joyce will be fouled by Bogey. And I think the end is nigh. While Joyce is at the free throw line, let's go ahead and give out our Casey's player of the game. And I think the overwhelming favorite coming in as Joyce makes the free throw, and rightly so. How about Audie Crooks?
It's Audie Crooks, but it's such a Crooks and Joyce.
Yeah, they complement each other
duet.
So well.
Yes.
Second free throw on the way and good. Joyce 2 for 2 from the line again. 25 and 15 though for Crooks. 10 of 15 from the floor. 5 of 6 from the line. Also added an assist as well. What a game for her. What a game for Molly Joyce. She now has gotten herself above the 20-point mark. Well, she's got 25. Is Flanagan too strong? Add a rebound to that total for Audie Crooks. With 1:21 to go, she'll drop it all the way back to Joyce. And North Linn looked like Bogey was trying to commit a foul.
And now at the minute 12.
The trap. They go over to Grand Jeanette. Grand Jeanette cross court pass to Capacious.
Bishop Garrigan.
And there's the foul.
Yeah, they'll just try to stall until they get fouled.
By the way, the Casey's player of the game brought to you by Casey's, if you didn't know. Casey's proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the player of the game, Audie Crooks. Casey's is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Sign up for new Casey's Rewards, the rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points at Casey's Cash, fuel discounts, or donations to local schools. Capacious at the free throw line after the foul makes the first. She was 1 for 2 before that, now 2 for 3. She's also a 70+% free throw shooter, but they have not missed many as a team in this game, as there's another make for Bishop Garrigan at the line, nearing 90% as a team in this game from the charity stripe. Now 74-57. This is now the largest lead of the game. As North Linn got it within 4, but just could not pull it back any closer as that pass is deflected by Tigas. It's loose. Crooks will pick it up with 45 seconds to go. And now Joyce has it and will walk it into the front court. Brandon Schwab gets his crowd on their feet. Tell them to get loud as the last 30 seconds of this semifinal game tick down, and Bishop Garrigan will advance not to take on their old nemesis Newell Fonda, but the upstarts, MMCRU, a 25-1 team in their own right. And that game scheduled for 7 p.m., the nightcap on Championship Saturday. What an effort. What a game. Excellent job by North Linn to hang in there when it didn't look, it looked bleak for a long time, but it just wasn't in the cards. And that's all she wrote. Bishop Garrigan back into the state championship game in Class 1A. Final score 74-57. Great time-honored tradition. So glad to see this back this year with actual handshakes instead of waves from across the court from each other. And Audie Crooks, Molly Joyce, Zoe Montag, and the 7-deep Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears will face off against MMCRU in the 1A state title game, 7 p.m. tomorrow here at Wells Fargo Arena. And with the awards presentation, let's go ahead and drop it on down to courtside to our public address announcer.
Fans, please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gene Berger and Gary Ross. Congratulations to head coach Brian Wheatley and the Lynx from North Linn on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Emma Grangenet will advance her team to the next round on the official bracket at center court. Bishop Garrigan fans, your team advances to the championship game and will play MMCRU on Saturday at 7 p.m.
And you heard it right there. That's the guy. That's the game. That's the matchup. Bishop Garrigan. Audie Crooks 25 and 16. Molly Joyce 25 with 5 assists. You had Zoe Montag with 3 threes. Abby Capacious gave you 9 points and 5 rebounds. They played defense well enough down the stretch against a North Linn team that just kept coming after them and kept coming after them, and big credit to them because they never quit. 3 players in double figures led by Cameron Kurt. A good three-point shooting effort once again, over 50% for North Linn, but they just couldn't get enough open looks to finally get over the hump. Got it within 4 in that fourth quarter, just couldn't get any closer. It was an excellent effort by North Linn, but Bishop Garrigan just too much, and they seem to have all the pieces.
They do. Bishop Garrigan sealed the deal with a 20-point fourth quarter. Impressive. And North Linn, they tried everything they could to slow down the 1-2 punch of Joyce and Crooks, but who can do that? Who can slow them down?
Well, the size, the skill, the ability to trust each other, and then you have the supplemental players outside like, Zoe Montag, who knocked down threes, Abby Capacious, Meredith Tigas, who know what they're doing with the basketball. Emma Grangenet and Ashlyn Hovey have no problem taking some shots. And for Grangenet, she also, can go in and drive with the dribble as well. Not a lot to dislike. And by the way, when it came winning time, 22 of 25 from the line for Bishop Garrigan, 88% from the free throw line down the stretch. Didn't even give them a chance to get some misses and get some free possessions. So it's hard to imagine them losing potentially.
It is. They won this game the last 2 years, and now they are so excited to be in the next round, not against Newell Fonda, but they're hoping for a championship.
Yeah, they'll take on MMCRU 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Joanna, this was a great time. Thanks so much for sitting with me and doing these games, and it's been a blast this week.
Yes, a pleasure. Some great basketball here in Iowa.
Yeah, absolutely. So on behalf of our color analyst, Joanna Settles, and our producer, Dave Mabel, all of us here in Des Moines, I'm Emery Songer. Thank you for watching our live coverage of the 2022 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.